Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Horizons 3. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Today, I want to do a couple of different things. First and foremost, last episode we went to the end, and we got a bunch of this Ender Essence, which I am now it's Ender Essence ore, which I'm now pulverizing up into Ender Essence, and we can use that to make teleporters from silenced gems. And I really want to try these out. I've never used these before, but I think they'll be pretty cool. So we need to make a teleporter linker, and then we need 2 of these teleporters, and they're fairly easy to make. Let's just look at silenced gems. What do we have a lot of? Opal. That totally works. So let's go opal teleporter, like so. And looks like we need 1 opal block. And then we're gonna need 4 of this enriched chaos essence. There we go. And that should be enough to make 2 opal teleporters. Now, I'm just gonna put them down here for the moment, and we can move these later. But I think you right-click, and then right-click, and then when you stand on top of one? No? Maybe you need to give it a redstone signal? I know there's a way to do this. I should know. But the tutorial I watched for this was like forever ago. It's been like literally months, and it was an older version as well. Well, let's try this. No. Okay, so right-click, right-click. Teleporter's linked. Okay. Why you know teleport? I'm confused. Let's see. At silence. Let's just look at teleporter. See if there's a thing here. Return home charm. I would think maybe you have to. Oh, I see. You right-click the teleporter itself, and it takes you back. Aha! Okay, so that makes way more sense. Okay, well, that's easy enough, and it looks like it doesn't require a redstone signal. So here's what I'm thinking. Basically, I want the ability to teleport back and forth from here, this base, to our little starter house. So I'm thinking what I want to do is like maybe... where do I want to put this? Maybe like right here. Let's put it over by this waystone. Let's just break that guy out. Put this right here. And then we will right-click it. So this should be stored. And then we'll say, take me to the starter house. And I guess like right here is where we'll put this one. Right-click. They're linked. And now I can just teleport back and forth between each house super, super easily, which is great because I actually need a lot of these farmed resources here. How are you doing on fuel? Totally fine. And I think this area is chunk loaded, right? It is now. Okay. So, because I need I need this farm to keep going. And it is chunk loaded now, right? Yes. Okay, good. So, that should be good. And then we can just teleport back. And that makes it super, super easy to get around the world quickly. Like if there's places you want to go quickly, you know, piece of cake, no problem. So let's put all of this stuff in here, all of these resources so we can get this going. I added a bunch more biofuel generators because I was running out of power. I also, between episodes, added 2 more of these laser drills as well. Used up all of my diamonds. I don't think I have any diamonds right now. Actually, just kidding. I have 3 diamond ore, 4 diamond ore. Okay, I have a few diamonds thanks to the laser drill. And our void ore miner. So let's just mine those so I have at least a couple of them in case I need them for something. But I think what we want to do I think it's time to upgrade some of the power conduits and things like that. Like, we're kind of in a spot where these basic leadstone flux ducts just, they're not cutting it anymore. We need to upgrade. So if we look at flux ducts, there's a few different versions. There's leadstone, and then following leadstone, you have hardened, which transmits 4 times the amount of power as the redstone. And then there's redstone energy flux ducts, which are 9,000 RF per tick, and so on and so forth. So you can work your way all the way up to like signalum. Signalum? What actually goes into making signalum? Copper, silver, and destabilized redstone. But I think to make them, you need the redstone energy ones. And the redstone energy ones are made using electrum, some sort of hardened glass, and then putting it into a fluid transposer with destabilized redstone, which is basically like redstone that you've put into a crucible. So I think for the time being, we can go with the hardened, and I think this will get the job done. What I need to do is replace a good chunk of this stuff with redstone. Like, we need to take a bunch of what we already have here, a bunch of these flux ducts, and just take them out, use some redstone, use an invar ingot, and turn them into hardened flux ducts. So that's basically going to be what I'm going to work on right now. What I'm hoping is that part of the reason that this thing is going so slow, because even with 4 laser drills, look how slow this thing goes. Keep in mind, this is for 1 ore. I'm hoping that that upgrading this will fix the problem, because it looks like these conduits are not getting enough power. So I'm gonna try and mess with that a little bit, try and upgrade those conduits. I should find out, is there a way to upgrade the conduits directly? Like, if I go Hardened Upgrade Kit, I thought there was a way to just, like, upgrade them within the world. Let's try making a Hardened Upgrade Kit, and let's just see if this does anything. So let's go Hardened. Here. Make me 1 bronze gear. And then let's make a Hardened Upgrade Kit. If I right-click, it does nothing. Okay. I'll have to look into that a little bit, but maybe I thought I remembered that thermal expansion added a way to do that. Maybe or I guess it would be thermal dynamics. But maybe I'm wrong. Thermal dynamics. No. Maybe it's thermal. There we go. Is there an upgrade kit linked anywhere in here? Reinforced retriever, filters. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Basically, I'm just going to take this stuff, break it down, turn it into hardened, and then put it back. That's going to take me a bit. Let me get back to you. All right, guys, I am back. I've got all the flux ducts upgraded to hardened instead. And it seems like everything's good. Our energy cell is at full power. Everything is running. Doesn't seem like any of our flux ducts are like not running at full capacity. So that's great. The bad news is it didn't really make this thing any faster. Maybe a tiny bit, but not really. It's still pretty slow. This void ore miner seems to be faster than even a fully upgraded laser drill from Industrial Foregoing. And as far as I can tell, like reading the manual and all that kind of stuff, there's not a way to upgrade the speed on this. So I think the Void Ore Miner is just like superior, which is kind of unfortunate for me. I was really hoping that we'd be able to get this thing going, but you know what? It's okay. We are getting slowly closer to having enough Erodium crystals to upgrade to the next level. In the meantime, though, there's a couple things I want to do. So if we look at industrial foregoing, there's this pretty cool thing here called the meat feeder. And this is essentially a food thing. So if you put this thing in your inventory and and it has liquid meat in it, and remember, we've got liquid meat production over there, it will basically just feed you. So it should be pretty interesting. I kind of want to try it out. We need for this a fluid transposer, which is right here. So let's go ahead and make one of these guys. We need one of those. We need a tin gear and a machine frame. And then finally, the fluid transposer. There we go. So we'll take this. We'll go... where do I want to put this? Let's just put it right here for the moment. That's fine. And then what we'll need... Actually, can this thing... auto input? I bet it can. If we go like that... let's just do this. And then... here. This is where it outputs, if there is an output. We can throw this thing in, and basically I think all we should have to do is grab this tank right here and go boop, like so. Nope. It doesn't look like it automatically starts in filling stuff up. That's fine. Not a big deal. So let's go with Fluid Duct. Put you here. Grab a servo like so. Put that here like this. Now this thing should start filling up with liquid meat. Yeah, there we go. And then what we can do is toss this in, and you can see it's going to start filling up with liquid meat. This thing holds 64 buckets. This thing holds 128 buckets. So we'll just let this thing go for a while. The other thing I want to do is grab 2 buckets. Just make blank ones. And I want to collect 1 bucket of this. And then I want to grab another basic servo, like so. And I want to go and collect 1 bucket of pink slime. And I think what we can do is say, you whitelist liquid meat. You break this. Whitelist pink slime. There we go. And then I think... we should be able, well, you know, let's do it this way, actually. There's a better way to do this. So first things first, go here, disable this connection. Actually, that's not gonna work either. Let's go like this, disable that connection. You go here, you here, liquid meat, whitelist. Okay? So that should be fine. And then we'll come back and we'll do basically the same thing, but for pink slime instead. And connect that up. And now I think if I change this to ignored, and then we say pink slime, that would be the left side, I believe. Or maybe... the right side? It doesn't seem to be doing the thing. Do these not work on... like, I thought fluid-wise these would still work. Maybe it's an NBT thing? Disable that. Go here. Come on. There we go. Change this to whitelist. Pink slime. Ignore MBT? Use MBT? because what should be happening is it should be taking the pink slime out and sending it through here into this tank. But that is not what's happening at all. Left side. Right side. Always active. These things are so confusing. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's just a little funky, or maybe I'm just an idiot and not doing something properly. Is there a better, like, if we make like a hardened servo, are those different? Like, if we put this guy on instead? What happened? Ah, there we go. If I put this here and we put a hardened servo on, then will it, like, work? It doesn't seem so. Well, I don't know. I thought I had it figured out, but I guess I was, mistaken. We change this? Yeah, I mean, it works for fluid ducts. It just doesn't seem to work for pink slime. So, I don't know. Maybe, I'll figure it out eventually. Or we'll just have to mess with it manually or something. But either way, we should now have a fairly full meat feeder. Not entirely full, but it's about half full. And we're not hungry enough really to make use of it just yet, but I'm gonna put this guy here, let this thing start filling up with liquid meat. How much liquid meat is actually in here? Not much. That's fine. Probably needs to kill all the cows and stuff in there. Oh no, now it's draining the pink slime over here. So I guess it is working. It just needed to actually put some pink slime in or something? Very strange. Whatever. I'm just gonna go with it. It's fine. Okay, so grab this meat feeder. And we're not hungry enough at the moment, but I think this will essentially take the place of other stuff, of like other, baked potatoes or what other type of food we would want to use. That's my understanding of it anyway, and it's pretty cool. So we got this fluid transposer now as well, which is good for us because it also allows us to make some other things. So since we have the fluid transposer, let's go ahead and make, I think it's called a Magma Crucible? Yeah, Magma Crucible. Ooh, this might, I think we've got some nether brick. We do not. We can get it fairly easily, though, because we do have netherrack. So let's go 8 of those. Just get those smelted up and turned into nether brick. And then let's go back to our Magma Crucible. And we're going to need 2 copper gears. We're going to need one of those guys. We're going to need a machine frame like so, and that should be all of it. Grab this stuff out as well. Turn that into nether brick like so. And Magma Crucible. Beautiful. So we can put this guy right here. We can change it to output to the, let's just do it this way. We can change it to output to the right side and input from the left. And essentially what'll happen here is anything that we smelt will be sent over to the fluid transposer. So for example, if we want, what would be a good example? If I want to make destabilized redstone, right? Which is this stuff. And this is used for a whole bunch of different things. You can see filling up these flux ducts and like making flux crystals. There's all sorts of different stuff that this gets used for. If I want to do that, I can take redstone and we'll take 10, which is 1 bucket. It'll work its way through the Magma Crucible, turn into fluid, and the fluid will get sent over here. So then we have 100 millibuckets, which is 1/10 of 1 bucket, going into here, and then we can use that on something else if we want. So if I want... I'm trying to think of like what a really good example would be. Oh, you can turn glowstone into blaze powder. Interesting. I actually didn't even know that. But there's lots of stuff. Blitz powder. Combine it with sand. Basalts. Combine it with obsidian. The big one is making the higher levels of flux ducts and stuff like that. That's really kind of the biggest one. These flux crystals are also going to be really important because eventually I do want to get the armor that you make with this fluxed armor plating. That's going to be kind of our end game armor. But for now, something like this will be fine. And then there's also ways to drain it out as well. If we have, are either of these tanks empty? This one is. We can put this here and just say empty, and it'll go into here. And now we have 800 destabilized redstone. You can also input from a tank. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You could also use the Magma Crucible to output directly to a tank if you wanted as well. So we have in here... What happened? Ah, because it wasn't on fill. Okay, so there's a few different things you can do. It'll come in handy later, because we will need to upgrade to higher levels of flux duct down the road. So I think that's important. Now, next up on the list. Where? Oh, void satchels. Interesting. Anyway, I digress. There's these watering cans, and these are used... I mean, watering cans in modded Minecraft are nothing new. You guys have probably seen stuff like this before. But I don't know. I have a feeling these have to be filled. So let's go watering can like so. This is a 3x3 still. This one is a 7x7. We need Phytogrow. And I don't have any of the stuff to make this. Niter, how can I get that? I can break down sandstone. I don't need a ton of it. I just need enough to make a little bit. And then sawdust, what is slag? Slag is basically like if you use an induction smelter with something and sand, you have a chance to get slag. Okay, so let's grab some sand. Do I have any, like, ore? Not really here. Okay, let's do this. Let's say auto input disabled. We'll run down to our quarries, and let's just grab some of these different ores here that we will end up smelting up. What do we have over here? We do have some more over here as well. Let's just grab all this. That'll be fine. And then... Yes, I know I'm not using the elevator. Yes, I know I made the elevator. Every time the comment comes through, every single time I fly down the elevator without using it. I know. It's just faster. The elevator is there because it is, and I felt like making it. Sometimes you don't always need to make use of the things that you build. But let's grab this pulverized tin, toss that in here with some sand, and what we're hoping is that we get a little bit of slag. Yeah, there we go. We got one. Okay, cool. So there's our slag. We can toss that in here. We also need to make a sawmill. So let's do that real quick, because this is how you get sawdust. 1 iron gear. 1 tin gear. Machine frame. And sawmill. There we go. I'm just going to put this guy right here for the minute. We'll disable all of this. And if I grab, I don't know, just some spruce wood or something and toss some of that in here. Yeah, get a little bit of sawdust. Nice. So we'll get like 4. That's probably enough for the moment. You can also use that to get more planks per log if you want. You don't have to, but you can. And I've got slag. What was the last thing I needed? Sand. Yeah, or sand niter, which is made from sandstone. So let's make like 12 sandstone here. And for the moment, I'm just going to go boop, like that. And we're going to hope that that gives us a little bit of niter. And it looks like it did. And then actually we can change all of this. Wait a minute. Blue. There we go. Auto input enabled. We can change this one to auto input enabled as well. And I just need the niter. So that should be good. This should get the job done for us. So now, let's go back to here. And let's make a little bit of this photo grow, or phyto grow, or whatever it's called. I also need a little bit of hardened glass, which is pulverized obsidian and lead. Do I have any pulverized obsidian? I totally do. Do I have any pulverized lead? I do. Nice. So, obsidian. There we go. And I think that was done in here to make the specialized glass or whatever. There we go. A little bit of hardened glass, piece of cake. And then, right, I need the watering can. So we'll put this here, do that. There we go. There is our watering can. Now, you can you can upgrade this again to obsidian or to signalum, but we need signalum for that, and that's not really going to work very well. This thing holds a fair amount of water. So let's see if we can try this thing out and just see how it works. How it compares to like the one from Extra Utilities. Does this need... Okay, so you can shift. Okay, so if you shift right click, that'll fill it up. Got it. And then it doesn't appear to grow grass. What I'm really wondering is if it's possible to automate this thing. Because if so, we can do some cool stuff with it. So what I want to do is go right here and make an automated user. Let's see, what do we need for this? We need a magma block. I can actually just make one because I have a couple magma slimes. We need a dispenser. And there we have an automated user. So the question is, first of all, do we need coal for this? We totally do. Let's grab a little bit of coal. And then we say 7 by 7, use speed, like if I put this here, always on, that's not decreasing. And we toss this in. Oh, it's reading it like a bucket? Okay, well, I'm glad we tested that, because it considers it a bucket. And that's obviously not what we want. We don't want it to be a bucket. So if I, now there's a question. If I, like, shift right-click here, it doesn't do anything. If I hold right-click there, yeah, so this is not automatable like I had been hoping. And the reason I was hoping this was because I was like, we can go back here. We can put this automated user right here on top of this. This thing does work pretty quick, though. So if I'm looking to get crops quickly, like it appears that this thing will work pretty well. Which is good. Is this thing filling up? I'm ending up with a lot of this stuff in my inventory, and that's fine. The big thing is, like, our entire power at our base is running essentially on the stuff that we're growing at this farm right here. So I need a way to increase the speed at which we get these crops. And this looks like it'll do the trick, at least for the moment. If I'm running really, really low on stuff, I can come over here and do this manually. I was really hoping it was possible to automate, but I don't think that that's going to work, because it appears that when you use this this watering can in an automated user, it thinks it's like a water bucket, and it just places the water in the world, which obviously would not be very good for a farm. That would kind of mess up the entire farm. So we'll just have to do it manually, I guess. But still, it gets the job done. I mean, we got a fair amount of crops there, and this thing will still run in the background on its own, so I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to go back to the base and put this stuff away. We'll put the... Can I use the meat feeder yet? Nope. That's fine. Let's go... Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. We'll just put all these crops in here. Get rid of the wheat, because the wheat doesn't do anything for me. But that way this thing can keep producing fuel and powering our base, which is, you know, a little bit important, so to speak. So I think... Ooh, I just put my sleeping bag away. Come back, you. There we go. I think we are... It's slowly getting there. Like, things are happening. Our quarry, I would love to get a faster system for our quarry. We do have some base cleaning to do, I guess you could say. You know, kind of cleaning this area up, making it look nice, doing some decorating, all that kind of stuff. But we're slowly getting there, little by little. I think the next big hurdle is upgrading to higher levels of the void ore miner and all that kind of good stuff. Maybe we should make a void resource miner as well. That might be worthwhile. But anyway, guys, I'm out of time for this episode, so unfortunately, I gotta call this one right here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.